welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming, joining in. So find where you want to start. It could be on your back or on a seat or wherever you want to be. So the kind of theme of our practice today is choose your own adventure. So that used to be a series, a children's or young adult series of mysteries where you could along the way make decisions that would change the story. Well, we're heading all in the same direction today toward triangle pose, Trikonasana. But along the way, so that's not going to change, but along the way, the encouragement is going to be to try something new. So whenever, not to do things in the same your habitual way, whether it's always starting in one direction or starting with your right hand or your left hand or whatever. There'll be opportunities along the way, I'll remind you, to try something new. And so if you do the same thing every time, if you move in the same way, if you use the same modifications, you can kind of get in a rut and never have a chance to realize, oh, that made the pose better, or that felt good today. So we're just going to kind of be focusing on that a little bit as we move toward preparing our bodies for triangle pose, which strengthens the legs, it stretches the side body, requires a good core. So start wherever you are, what you've chosen for centering. And just the best way for you, eyes open, closed, or you can try a different way today, to just bring your awareness inside and just take, a little bit of time to see where you are, to see what you show up with today. And this may affect choices you make during the practice too. So see where you are in your physical body and your emotional body and your mental part, your mental state. It's all good. It's where you are. So no judgment, just awareness, compassion. Just now do bring your awareness to your breath, and we do often do a formal pranayama that we all do together, but today it's choose your own. So based on what you've seen, pranayama is just breath work. You don't have to have a formal thing. You can just follow your breath. So there are different kinds of breath for different states. So if your mind is particularly busy, you've got a lot of thoughts running, you could choose to just calm your mind down by focusing, perhaps just focusing on the inhale, exhale, and how your body moves with the inhale and the exhale, and just a one-pointed focus there can really still your mind. You could do counting, evening out the inhale and the exhale. It'd be kind of a balancing type breath. If you're a little bit agitated or anxious, or you feel like you'd like to calm down a little bit, then you could do a breath that was inhale 3, exhale 6, so some ratio like that where you have a longer exhale. And that is a calming kind of breath. So just choose what pranayama fits where you are today. And we'll take about a minute, so that's pretty long. I'll time you and just begin that. Whatever pranayama you've chosen, whether it's just following your natural breath or something more structured. Okay, a few more rounds. Don't hurry. Okay, then just let go of whatever focus or structure you've been using and take a moment or two to create intention for your practice if you choose. If you don't normally do this, you might try it, see how it works, if it works for you. And we'll begin practice today on our backs. So come in onto your backs if you're not already there. Oh, sorry. Block. Take a minute to get a block. You won't, it's not required, but it might be useful in a couple of the postures. So onto your back, we're going to start with just a full body stretch. So flex your feet, lengthen out gently through your legs, and bring your arms overhead. Fingers spread. I don't fit in this space very well. So lengthen out on your inhale. Exhale, relax. Let's pull the knees in a couple times. So next time you come to an exhale, draw your right knee into your chest, hug it in, squeeze it in, and then inhale, lengthen out 2 directions. Exhale, left knee into your chest, squeeze it in. Okay, we'll just do a couple more each side. Moving with your breath, taking your time, warming up slowly, gently. You don't want to shock your body into something. Warm it up. Okay, and now full body stretch again. Let's start with the left leg, and we'll just slide it out to the left, and then slide the right leg out to meet it. Maybe slide a little more. Maybe take your right ankle over the left, so we're stretching the right side body here. Now slide your arms out toward the left, and you can take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. So this is an opportunity to try something different if you always do the same thing. You don't have to. Just maybe experiment. And when you find just the right amount of stretch, not too much, not too little, just take a few breaths here in banana shape. Stretching the right side of your body. So you're lengthening out through your toes and your hands, arms. One more breath. And then walk the arms back to center first, and then uncross your legs if they're crossed, and bring your legs back to center. Full body stretch. And then we'll do that to the other side. So this time the right leg slides out a little way, and then the left meets it, then maybe a little more. Maybe you cross your leg. You don't have to do the same thing you did on the other side. Just be aware of choices. And then your arms slide over your head. You might try too exhaling through your mouth. It's kind of a relaxing, releasing kind of breath, but inhale through your nose. Inhale, send the breath all the way up your left body side. Exhale, release. One more breath. And then come back to center, starting with your upper body and then your lower body. Full body stretch. Exhale, both knees into your chest. Hug them in. Apanasa. Rock around on your sacrum. Notice how this feels. Now for me, it feels really good. That might not feel really good for you. And now we're going to come up to all fours. So options here are to roll up into a seat and then come to all fours, or to come onto your side body and use your arms to bring yourself up to a seat. And then come around, blanket under your knees if your knees are sensitive. If you've never tried a blanket, then you don't need a blanket. You might try it. See, wow, that feels really good. So, all fours, tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread your fingers, press down, especially into the ball mounts, like a little suction cup with your palms. Takes a little weight off your wrists. If your wrists are sensitive, you can also be on your fists. So we'll start with some gentle cat-cows. You know how those work, but please be gentle. Move with your breath and just let your spine wake up gradually. Don't force it, just let it flow. Extending, flexing, tilting the pelvis on the inhale. Maybe your chin comes up a little bit. Exhale, tuck and round. No forcing, just allowing. Always listening to your body. Okay, then come back to center. We're going to begin to circle the hips around the knees, and we're going to begin by going to the left For most people, I don't know, for me that's not my normal way. So you can choose which way you go, but try the opposite way from what you usually do. So out to the side, and then back, and then out to the other side, and around. Circles can get gradually bigger. You're still moving slowly, coming into this gradually. And if you want to bring the upper body, the shoulders into it, some rotation of the spine, you can bend one elbow and then the other. So like a barrel roll. And it can gradually become a side stretch too. And rotation of the spine. You decide how deep you want to go, what you want to make it, what feels good. Perhaps exhaling as you come backward, and then inhaling as you move forward, so matching your movement to your breath. Maybe exhaling through your mouth. And then pause, back in center, and begin your circles the other way. This feels really good, like you could keep doing it for a long time, and you've found your spot. If it doesn't, see what adjustments you can make to make it feel good. Okay, then come back to center. Come down onto your elbows, so keep your hips up. Come down to your elbows and just roll your wrists out. You've been on them for a while. Give them a little bit of a break. And now you're going to have a choice here. One choice is Earth Salutation. So let me demonstrate. These are the movements, and you're going to be able to put them, as long as you move to your breath, put them together any way you want. So one Earth Salutation is exhaling, starting in neutral, exhaling into child, inhaling to all fours, exhaling into downward facing dog, back to all fours, so child, all fours, down dog. You can just do the child pose part, you can just do the down dog part, or another option is to bring your hands out a little bit in front and come into puppy pose. So this is the exhale. Your hips are back, but not as far as in child's pose. Your hands are out in front, extended. Exhale here, and then inhale, round your back, bring your shoulders over your wrists, let your hips come forward into upward facing dog, and then exhale back to puppy. So those are two options. Which one should you do? Maybe try something new, or do what feels best for you today. So, and don't worry about doing exactly what I said. Just find some combination of a child type pose, down dog with a neutral in the middle, or just back and forth between puppy and upward facing dog. Upward facing dog is like a version of cow. Move with your breath. One more round of whatever you've chosen to do there. And then we'll meet with on our knees with hands out in front, so that like the beginning of puppy. And we're going to lower down, so this is going to be a little core work here. So bring your shoulders over your wrists, firm up your core. Slowly as you can, come down onto your chest, keeping your elbows right next to your chest. Come on down to your belly, go into prone, and then come up on your forearms into Sphinx. So your elbows are under your shoulders, palms in front, pressing down, little tuck in your tailbone, navel toward the spine. And then energetically drag your elbows back so your chest comes forward through your arms. And look up a little bit maybe, or gaze at a spot in front of your hands. Okay, now we're going to, choice here, I'll demonstrate. We can come from here into dolphin plank, or a knees down plank. So I'll show you what those look like. So from Sphinx, I like to clasp my hands together in front, so make like a little triangle with my elbows and hands. Tuck the toes and lift up. So you're strong, flat, reaching out through the crown of your head, through your heels. Strong core, lifting up. The thighs inwardly rotate. So that's the dolphin plank. Or you can put your knees down in this and hold it that way too. Your core is still moving up, holding your back up, but you're on your knees. So that's two options. Knees down or knees up plank. So, or you can just stay in Sphinx pose. So you can come in and out of the plank, knees up or knees down. You can kind of move back and forth. And hold and breathe. And when you want to, just come on down. Put your head on your hands, stacked hands, and rest. That's strong work, so you'll feel the energy moving around. And I hope you chose the pose that was right for your energy level today, how your body was. Okay, now we're going to just come into that one more time. So either dolphin plank or knees down, shoulders over elbows, strong core lifting up, reaching out through the crown of your head, and then come down one more time. Rest your head on your hands. Just let everything sink into the mat. Just let it go. Okay, now come back up to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Maybe take a little pedal with your feet, one foot and then the other. Stretch up, long spine. Reach up through your tailbone. Let your head hang. Chest moves toward the thighs. Make sure your neck is loose. And then look up between your hands and step, hop, jump. Any way you can, come up into forward fold, Uttanasana. Toward the front edge of your mat. Knees bent a little or a lot. Belly, navel in and up, so protect your low back there. You can rest your chest on your thighs or gradually straighten your legs out, but do not lock them. So always have at least a small bend in your knees. Just hang here for a couple more breaths. And then bring your hands to your shins, come up halfway. Hands can also be on the thighs, half lift, exhale, fold, and then inhale, come all the way up. Palms meet and come right down your midline. And we'll come into mountain pose, Tadasana. So mountain pose is a great neutralizing pose, a great place to regroup with our breath and our alignment. So lift and spread your toes. You know the drill for mountain pose. So just work from your base up, rooting down through your feet. So gently press in, and the energy from the earth will rebound right up. Long side waist, open chest. Crown of head lifts, shoulders down from the ears, rooting down, rising up. And that's what we're going to be doing in triangle pose too. Rooting down through our feet and rising through the crown of our head. Relax your face, your jaw, your neck. Release into the pose, maintaining your alignment without any extra effort. Coming back to your breath. And worked, got our heart rate going on some of those core poses, so feel the energy, slow everything down. Okay, then open your eyes if you've closed them. Spread your fingers, palms facing up as we come into some sun breaths. Inhaling, arms overhead. Your gaze can go up to look if you want, if it feels good for your neck, and then turn your palms down and slowly, as if you're moving with resistance against something, bring your arms down, and then inhale, palms up, resisting as you go. Very active arms, fingers spread. 2 more. You can do exhaling through your mouth if you like that. It's like a sigh. Okay, then come to stillness. And we're going to do some more stretching, some more lateral. So feet can be hip width apart. And we're going to start, well, it doesn't matter. You choose the side you want to start on. Maybe try to choose your non-dominant side, or what you wouldn't normally choose. So there's going to be some arm choices here. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, take one arm down to the thigh on that side and side bend toward that side. Arm overhead, Hand can be on your waist or behind your back. You can hold on to opposite. You can hold on to the upper arm with your lower hand on the wrist, and then inhale up and other side. Pressing into the outside foot, whatever arms you've chosen, and you can change as you go. Maybe experiment, see what feels like good in your shoulders. Inhale comes up, exhale, stretch. Okay, let's do one more each side. And then come back to center. And we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do, just come back to Tadasana. So realign. You roll your shoulders out. If that feels good, that feels good to me. So take a little movement here that feels right for you. And then come back into Tadasana. Two more breaths. Okay, then we're going to balance, and this is going to be totally your choice. So balance, the elements you need are your focus on your foundation, engage your core, have a gaze point that's not moving, something that's not moving that you can look at with a soft gaze. And some options. You can balance up on your toes, so we've done that before, where your arms go up and then you come up onto your toes and then lower down. That's both feet on the ground. You can have a one leg balance, such as just raising a knee. You can do an opposite arm with the knee up, or you can do a tree pose, or you can even just walk on a tight rope, like one foot straight in front of the other. That's a little bit harder than you might think. What are some other balancing things you can do? Well, anyway, you can pick your own. So, one-legged, two-legged, up on your toes, tree. Make something up. So I'm gonna give you a minute on each side just to play and have fun. So this is an adventure. Choose your own adventure. Okay, then take your time, come out gracefully, and just move. So just organic movement, what feels good. Get rid of any tension that you built up trying to balance. Okay, then we'll go to the other side, and you can do the same or different. So experiment. Be adventurous. Try something new. Okay, you've given that side equal time, so come on out. And again, just take some time to just move around. Just see what feels good. Try different things. Your upper body, your lower body. No one's looking, and even if they were, so what? There's that, one of my kids once gave me a refrigerator magnet, said one of the things was dance as if no one's watching. Well, I'm not watching you. And if you're watching at home, probably no one else is watching you. So you can just be uninhibited. Listen to your body. What feels good? I wonder what would happen if we did a whole yoga class just moving around. Okay, then we're going to get serious again. Turn and face the long edge of your mat. Step your feet wide apart. Toes pointing forward. Press down into your feet. So the thighs are going to rotate in a little bit. So press into especially the inner edges of your feet, but the whole bottom of your foot. And on an inhale, bring your arms out, shoulder height, fingers spread. So this is root to rise again. So you're going to press down just like in mountain pose, and then lift through the crown of your head, and also reaching out to the sides. So this is sometimes called Trikonasana or triangle pose. We're going to do a more extended version, but this is the arm position. And now we're going to do some lateral bends with wide legs, so side stretches. So inhale, let one arm come up and the other arm down to your leg. Side stretch. And then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, side stretch. So just like we did with our feet closer together, just gonna do it in a little bit of a different foundation, legs apart. One more each side. And then let your arms come down, heel toe your feet together. We're going to do a few half suns. So feet hip width apart. And there's some options here too. So different arms. I'll lead you through one round and then you can choose a couple of rounds in your own way. So one option is inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, long flat back, forward fold. Hands on shins, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. Another version is inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair pose, and then fold over your legs, and then inhale back to chair pose, exhale all the way up. Or you could do something like inhale right into chair pose, exhale, arms, palms face back, arms behind you, exhale over your legs, inhale up. So any version of half sun salutation that involves some kind of a forward fold, something in between. So 2 more rounds. then come back to Tadasana. Take a few breaths in Tadasana. Reconnect with your breath. And then step your feet wide apart and take your right heel back toward the back corner of the mat. Pivot on your front foot so the left toes are out toward the short edge. Take a few bends of your left knee to find the place where it's right over your ankle. Square your shoulders to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, arms out to the side, fingers spread. You're rooting down right through your feet, rising right up through the crown of your head and also out through your arms. And on an inhale, lengthen out to the left. Take your left forearm to your left thigh. Side angle pose. Right arm can go straight up. Your hand can be on the waist, or your right arm can be behind your back. Lots of choices here. Your shoulder might be telling you what feels best. Your gaze can be straight ahead, down to your left foot, up to your right hand. So your neck might be telling you here what feels good. So keep pressing into your feet and don't sink into the connection between your forearm and your thigh. So that's just a resting place. You're still lengthening out through the crown of your head and keeping your upper body lifted, not sinking. So straight line from the bottom of your spine out through the crown of your head. One more breath. And then on an inhale, let your right arm bring you up. Straighten your left leg. We're going to move into triangle right from here. So same legs, but your legs are both straight. So look at your legs. Make sure they're in the right position. Left toes pointing toward the short edge. Square your shoulders to the long edge of the mat. Lengthen up. Inhale, your arms up. And then inhale and slide your left arm out. This is where you might need a block in the inside of your leg. Take a second to get it. Inhale, lengthen out. Reach, and then let the left hand come down. It can come onto your leg, your thigh, your shin, not right on your knee, or to the block. And right arm up. Same arm options as we did in bent side angle. Press into your feet. So rooting down and lengthening out through the crown of your head so you're not collapsing down. You've got a nice long spine, strong. One more breath. And then inhale, come back up. Straighten out your feet so you're facing the long edge, and then bring your feet together. Take some movement before we go to the other side. So that was shoulders, legs, kind of everything. So just move. Okay, feet wide apart again. We're going to do those two poses on the other side. So this time left heel rotates back about just 30 degrees, and right toes to the short edge. Spine, shoulders to the long edge, spine coming right up. Bend your right knee over your right ankle. Make sure you can see the big toe and the toe next to it. Inhale your arms up. Reach straight out, and then let your right forearm come to your right thigh. Left arm. Open your chest. Rotate your chest up. Arm can be anywhere that feels good. Gaze, same thing. Choose your own adventure. Two more breaths. Inhale. Use your left arm to bring you back up. Now both legs are straight. Shoulders squared first. Press into both feet so your left leg is rotating inward. Your right leg is outward. Arms up. Inhale. Reach out. Reach, 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 reach. And then fold. Bend over. Side stretch. So you see why we worked on stretching our side bodies. Arm of your choice. What feels good? You might experiment with something and say, wow, that's great. Or you might say, nah, I don't like that. But if you don't try, you don't know. So, another breath here. Long, deep inhale. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Press down through your feet. Exhale. And then come back up. Parallel your feet. Step your feet together. And before we come down, do some couple of half suns or even just organic movements. So just work out what just got worked. And then come to the front edge of your mat. We're going to come down onto our backs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees a little or a lot. Forward fold. Let your hands come all the way down to the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Oh, let's take a nice stretch here. Heels toward the mat. Lengthen up your tailbone. Round your shoulders. Shake your head yes and no. And then come to your knees. Feet out to the side. Come on to your back. Have a block nearby here. And come on down to your back. Knees bent, feet by your hips. So we're going to do a bridge pose. Choices are supported with the flat big side of the block under your sacrum, or a moving bridge. So you can inhale, lift, arms can come up overhead, exhale, roll down, and or held bridge pose. If you feel like you want to do some more energetic things, holding, that would be for you. If you feel like you're really ready for a rest, and your body will tell you, then supported bridge. Or you can also put your legs up. So, choose your own adventure. And we're going to just be here here for a while. So if you've chosen, if you want to move from one to the other, that's perfectly fine. Whatever you want, any option. We get about another 20 seconds, so enjoy wherever you are. And then if you're on the block, press into your feet, lift your hips up enough to take the block out. And then the last time before Shavasana is going to be choose your own anything. So a nice way to round out any practice is with a twist of some sort. So a supine twist can be windshield wipes or one leg straight, the other knee over. But it doesn't have to be a twist. Sometimes happy baby feels good, or knees into your chest. I don't know. So you choose what you're going to do for the last couple minutes. It's going to be kind of a long time. So, and you can change, do more than one thing, whatever. 2 minutes to do whatever you want before we settle into Shavasana. Trust yourself. Trust your body to tell you what it likes, what feels good. The more you listen to your body and trust it, the easier it'll be to just know what's right. So you can take a little more time doing what you want. If you're ready to move into Shavasana, maybe you already did. That's great. But whatever you're doing, move toward your final pose. Shavasana. Very challenging for some people. Very important pose. Challenge in Shavasana is just to let go, surrender to the present moment in a safe, supported way. So as always, Shavasana is, the form of Shavasana is your choice, as long as you're comfortable expending as little energy as possible, so your body can be supported. If you're not flat on the mat, it can be supported by props or on a chair or whatever, and symmetrical, so you're not asking something of one side and not the other. So find that place for you. Again, you might try a different kind of Shavasana today. And just feel your support, the support of whatever is supporting you, the earth mainly. Just let go. Let your awareness stay not attached to any external thing, any thought, any sensation. Notice and then let it go. Now gently bring your awareness back to the space. Scan your body. See where you are. And gently wake your body up with just small movements. Fingers, toes. Be rolling your head back and forth. Stretching a little bit. Coming back to your breath. And take your time to come over onto your side. Perhaps bringing your knees into your chest. Come onto your side. Cradle your head in your arms and check in. Check in at the end of practice like you checked in at the beginning. Noticing your physical body. your emotional body, your mental state, your breath. Revisiting your intention if you set one. Maybe being aware of some new things that you tried today. And then use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat with the eyes closed or soft gaze. Looking up through the crown of your head. Rooting down through your sit bones. Take a nice deep inhale and sigh it out through your mouth. And if you wish, bring your hands, palms together at your heart space. Bow to your efforts today, to your willingness to perhaps try some new things. Experiment. Be aware that the possibilities are literally limitless for what you can do, for choices you can make in each and every moment. Be willing to perhaps take this awareness off the mat, and when you are aware that you're responding in a habitual way, just pause. Maybe try something different. Thanks for tuning in and trusting me to lead you in practice, sometimes to new places. And I'm so glad you showed up, and the light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks again for coming, and I hope to see you back here next week.